Hello and good afternoon, collective. Just here drumming up the energy, so I might talk a little bit before this. I don't know. I'm off today, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do with my energy. Apart from cleaning, repairing, and stuff, I'm just trying to just be still today. Um, but I did make myself a great meal. I think I'll do more of the videos where I'm cooking food or prepping it at least. But yeah, as soon as I find a decent spot to hook up my phone holder to, camera holder, whichever. Camera's the phone. Anyway, the song I've been getting all day today, it's been a series, various songs, but the song that's like being most prominent is a song "Comfortable" by Lil Wayne. It's basically about him telling a chick not to get too comfortable and things like that. That's the collective energy. It's like a part of it goes before I get into that. It goes, I got game like EA, but I'd rather let you play. And don't I treat you like souffle? Don't I look at you like I see a new day? And don't I do what I do say? I'm through talking, so I'ma let you face and let yay do yay. So that's the collective energy, like, and just in general. And I think we show a very loving energy, like the love, it feels so real that you think it's fake by how fast we'll leave you because of our own self-love. And like, I mean, just suddenly, abruptly, it's not always right away, but it's just like, okay, the spirit, what do you want me to do now? And when it's time to go, it's just, that's it. But it's like the love, the love is so potent that people just, they don't know what to do with that kind of love. They start acting stupid as they start abusing it. They start, you know, um, getting prideful about it. And when you put love behind anything, it's just like moves mountains. It's like great things happen when you put real love, real genuine love behind it. You know, um, and I think that's the issue, and that's why like the running story in the collective is somebody, the females mostly being labeled whores because it's just like, we just, it's like not the same, it's the same energy with everyone, but not really, except for our real partners. And it's hard for us to find a partner because hell, there's a lot of people who think, oh, that's my partner, that's my, but it's like, it's really like they're looking at you like a come up. They're really just energy vampires. It's hard to match the frequency of the collective and like how hard we work on ourselves. And internally, especially, more internal probably than external for some of us. um and for someone with a lot of energy, with big energy, it's a lot, like for like someone like myself. I have you know i'm pretty I'm a pretty hyper person naturally. My energy is just high, and just like in whatever I do, even when my conditioning is terrible, like I still have like that spark. It's just like the ignition and the gas is just like go off at any time, given the right motivation. I think that'd be anybody though. But my, and that's just what I do externally. Now internally, I go through some dark shit, man. It's pretty trippy. Like, and that's what it is. It's shadow work. Of course, it's gonna be the things that are hidden in the corners that's just like ready to peekaboo Freddy Krueger surprise you about yourself. And what aspects you failed to look at during your maybe karmic phases of healing, your healing journey. When you're kind of like one foot in the door, one foot out the door, it'll help you, yeah, look at the things like the dirt in the corners. It'll get that little scraper and go ahead and just scrape it off, or like the little knobs on the side of the toilet bowl, that people sorry, that's my my OCD trying to trying to kick in. But yeah, I do notice. Okay, sorry, I'm not judging. I just notice. People don't clean the knobs on the toilet. Whatever. That's their shit. So I can't be There's been times where it looks like I don't clean at all. It's usually when I'm just that busy. Not making excuses, but I'm just saying. Um, how did I get there? So people start doing stupid stuff, and a lot of us get labeled whores because it's like there's no way we can like experience that level of genuinity from a person without them being some kind of for pay, right? Because that's the kind of love that people show to someone else for pay. Yeah. Um, and that pay doesn't necessarily have to be like strictly financial. It can be like place to stay. But I'm like, whether you're giving me the place to stay or I'm giving you the place to stay, the love's gonna be, just as potent either way. Because it's just like that's how I move. I move out of love. It's like if you need a meal, like I typically, it depends on your energy, honestly. Like if the energy's good between us, or you just have a good energy overall, I'll be like, okay, cool. Just oh yeah, these chairs are for anybody moving in these little groups or whatever. Y'all can have seats now. y'all can have some seats now. It's a really cheap gift to myself. But yeah. That was anyway. That's and I think that's what gives the most trouble, because people get possessive over how genuine we are, and they're like, oh, this could possibly go away someday, just like all the fake people before me. So it's like trauma on top of trauma, and that's based on societal views and values, right? It's just like they'd rather see you suffering with a mate that's going over the top of your head like constantly, than simply move on. Or even because you have a ring on it, instead of moving on and like protecting yourself, because that's where they want you unprotected. They want to confuse your intuition. They want it blocked. It's like when Most High says it's time to move, get out the way. You're in the way. That's what's going on, and I try my best to follow that. And sometimes it takes a few times, just like, damn, so like so comfortable and complacent, and then boom, then like I'll hear in the next week or two that something went down in that place or with that person that I was able to separate myself from in time. So and that's just that process in and of itself is to expose the demons in the person, or that is their test. Okay, so this person, did you look at yourself? Like, did you look at your part and as to why this person left, instead of instead of blame shifting, or just placing all trying to make them take 100% of the blame, like like you just weren't there at all, and there's no way you could have played a part in it. Doesn't work like that. Like my whole thing is I will shit. I was in a situation where I always blame shifted to myself, and that's a bad place to be, because they want you to believe everything's your fault, and then they will continue to drum up that energy, right? Start an argument. You're sitting there minding your business. This argument is of no consequence to anyone. Like it was a minuscule problem that could have like definitely been avoided and been it shouldn't have even been a problem, but somehow they'll make it your fault. They'll blame shift with it. And sorry, that's a undershot. I scraped myself on a Muay Thai bag, hitting a back, spinning back elbow, and it just scraped across or something. Something happened where it pinched my skin, and it was bad. But not bad enough for me to stop. So cool. Anyways, And speaking of punching bags, they want to use you as that punching bag. They want to use you as their emotional punching bag where they can, just keep you around and come project on you at any time. Like I've changed my number probably since last year. I've probably changed the thing like I don't know, maybe let me count. Probably 3 or 4 times in the past year because just like these people, they'll get in contact, like they'll play these games to stay attached to you, right? That's another thing. That's like they use third parties all the time. In fact, they're like willing to be the side piece in your relationship, you know. And there's things that's been said about me, but I will not do that in my relationship. That's not what I do to mine. Now, I understand how karma works. Maybe somebody will come along and do that in your shit, but it's just a matter of where you are, how much healing you're willing to do instead of being on some vengeful shit, whether it matters or not. So, yeah, there's that. Um shit. Um yeah, it's all bad for them. It's kind of like, like it's weird how it works. Like like I was thinking like maybe I'm the only one who goes through shit like this. Like you can't make this shit up, and you definitely cannot make this shit up. Like people go through this all the time, and I'm like, I'm not. It's not. I don't know. It's hard to say glad or relieving to know that I'm not the only person going through this. But I guess it's good to know that I'm not the only person that understands it, and that's very bittersweet too. Because to understand a lot of things, you have to be in the midst of a lot of things, right? And this just so happened to be one of them. That's where I'm like snacking on berries and chocolate. Um, so my little fondue pot and my strawberries and blueberry, well, raspberries, blackberries, yeah, wherever they are in the little bowl. So I'm trying to think because there was a way I explained it before. There really was that it was just so spot on, but I can't think of it right now. And maybe it's because my perspective is like enhancing. It's still the same perspective. It's just enhancing. Um, so that I can explain it easier. But right now, I'll skip it. And man, something about something I posted on Facebook a while back too. It was actually said as a joke. Like, and that's wild. That's fucking wild. It's just like, imagine sending people to stalk me and they fall in and they fall in love. It's not funny because it's just like I didn't ask for any of this. Like I really, truly did not. You know, and maybe I did in some kind of manifested in some kind of way, and I did not know how strong my manifestations were. That could be it because I've seen that happen too. Yeah, well, that's happening to the karmas right now. What they tried to manifest for somebody else, though. But like in regards to yourself, if you make that manifestation for yourself, it brings it in a little bit faster. But yeah, at least that's what I feel as far as my connection. Um, hmm. So, and that's divine time and that's our time, right? There's divine time and there's our time, and it's always right on time. Yeah, but they do these abusive tactics, right? In an attempt to shatter your confidence and your connection with the Most High, and so that you need these institutions, they who will tell you to, go to these buildings with I guess high priests and priestesses who ask for your money in a collection plate, right? I don't know if I can even say that anymore. That word is almost a curse word to me. And like there's groups, there's like hundreds of these people on one person, right? Possibly even thousands. And they believe in overwhelming force. It was the Boondocks. That's what I was thinking about, the Boondocks. And I forgot what episode it was. But it's like, I have to see if I can look this up right now. Hold on. It's like they were saying something to the effect of, as a member, right, I don't have to worry about handling shit like a man. And I'm sorry. We believe in overwhelming force. It was so fucking, it was funny. Like, it was hilarious even. If I can find that episode, I'm like probably gonna like make another video and say what it is. But it's that it was full of messages. I love that show. I think it was like 4 seasons long, 3, 4, and 3, 4 seasons long, and they cut it off, kind of like the Black Lady sketch show. They did 3, 4 seasons of that, and that now it's gone. It's just like whatever happened with HBO and stuff sucks, because that was a really cool show. I love that show. I think it was Robin Thede, Thede. I think that's her. But yeah, it was kind of like for the most part accepting of all walks of life. That's what I got out of it, and made it, if you can't laugh at it, then you didn't heal from it, and therefore you're not winning. That's how I see things. It's like, if you can't laugh at it, then you aren't entirely healed from it, or haven't entirely moved past it. It's one of those, and it's I can have a lot to laugh about. But okay, so they're abusive towards each other, and that's how they show each other like love. And it's like the more psychological the abuse, the more they feel like this person love you, the more that they cast the illusion that they love each other. But when they get something real, it's not an illusion where we don't have to argue, we don't have to fight, we can really just talk this out. There's no problem too big, nothing too wrong that could really bring me into the energy where I truly want to hurt you, right? Because I would rather, and no matter, kind of like, no matter, that's why you avoid arguments, because then they try to hold it against you, like in a flit of passion, you might say something little off color. That's why I'm like, look, if I haven't calmed down from this, we both haven't calmed down from this, we don't need to talk. We can just keep our distance, by us separating at this point, and going going into our own little zones. At least this is what I get from it. Then we are agreeing that neither of us is going anywhere, or we can, for the most part. And, we can definitely try to sort through it, or go over, the ins and outs, what happened, what, where to go, where to move from here, instead of, all this, arguing, fighting, back and forth, trying to cut each other's, jugular with words and actions. Like, it just, like, I just don't feel like, they are unavoidable. Like, things do happen where things just get heated, and it's only human. However, as a unit, as a team, as people who are supposed to be working together, as one, even if it's just a united front, there can be no unnecessary arguments. So, depending on, what you're trying to accomplish here, is it money? Or like, are you planning on helping this person like elevate in one way, shape, or form? And that is the agreement that was made in the beginning, right? Hopefully. And okay, they said this, they say that. you agree to join them along the journey, and that's the contract. And some people, they get stuck in contracts they simply, they want, or they just outgrow it. It's like, it's all good, but like, leave when it's time to leave. Like, don't drag it out, and don't further abuse yourself, because when you're ready to leave the first time, it's probably, you should probably start working on figuring your way out of it, right? And hmm, the weird thing about the abuse is that they'll, man, it was like right there. They'll attack the areas of your life that they're trying to manipulate. I mean, yeah, it sounds straightforward, but if you really like think about it behind the scenes, they'll try to, they'll be in your face with it. They'll say it like, like in a manipulative way, this, that, and the third, and want you like to be insecure about everything about you. Some people are really, they're really good at, their wordplay and stuff like that. I know I am, or I can be, but yeah, like especially like the triangulation aspects, like they try to know who you know, and that gets weird enough for me because I'm like, I don't need to really like, I'll meet your friends, but I don't need to know the motherfuckers. It's just like, um, and yeah, it's just like, if you, because it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who your friends are. Of course, that does kind of, you know, turn the tide a little bit, maybe a little bit, but it is an influence, a possible influence, um, from them in a moment of low frequency, right? But it's at the end of the day, it's up to the individual to decide, hey, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not, this is not who I am, and stay that individual to themselves amongst individuals who are still finding themselves, or maybe they're just being themselves, and it's not cohesive to where you are in your journey. That's why letting go, knowing how and when to let go, is so important. It's like, holding on hurts more than letting go. It really does. And then when you let go, you realize how much holding on hurts. It's one of those weird things. Sorry, I'm full, and I did drink a wine, a glass of wine, and a beer before. So I'm just, you know, just here chilling. I'm reflecting and just getting real to the real point about it. So soundboarding again, yes I am, and also putting people up on game if that's how they want to, if they choose to perceive it that way. Um, because I've said it before, I'll say it a million times. I do have a terrible fear of steering people in the wrong direction. And until you realize your power and how many people are willing to follow you, be it good or bad, right? They're just willing to follow you. They will learn something on your path. Whether it's for good intentions or bad intentions, they learn something, right? Even if it's for a new tactic to manipulate you, they can still use that same tactic, but on a higher trajectory to save themselves, you know? Because no matter what, you gotta, no matter what other people do, you gotta do the right thing. And that's what's so taxing about all of it. It's like shit. I still gotta do the right, even though it's like we're not even like programmed that way to like want revenge or be like have evil hate in our heart stuff. We simply don't have the capacity. Like, hate is such a strong word. Like they say that it's hatred is just like that shit is embedded in you now. Like, I can't stand this motherfucker forever. Like, I to the point they want to take you out in some way, shape, or form. And love is just overused and abused, and that's the highest frequency. People say people are more comfortable saying I love you in a attempt to be abusive or manipulative than they are to say they hate someone genuinely. I mean, if you really just think about that, or something, they use the word hate, in the most genuine way. Like, it's like it's there, and they say, everything you say has some genuinity to it, but hate, it's just like people usually typically have to hate it, and unless you're just one of those love and light types, if you're part of the collective, it's like, okay, you might jokingly say that, and then it's like a feeling of, damn, I shouldn't have said that, because I'm like actually doing this right now, and at some point in my life I was hoping to be able to do something like this, right? And maybe it's because you haven't been able to fully engage in everything that what you're doing is, or to understand everything that it is, what part of the process it is, and physically and spiritually. And then as you go on, you get better at it, and that hate, it turns into love. Some things just take time. There was a guy in the Bible. He was told to, marry a whore, and we all know how society feels about whores, even, but there is a mirroring to either side, either side, and circumstances on both on both sides of that mirror. Like cheating is something that no one should ever do, but some people will cheat because they were cheated on, or because they felt like it, and that's the double-sided mirror, as far as where this hurt and pain game goes. And they'll like, what's a good example? Can't think of one right now, because I can't think of a good reason, to cheat or like be disloyal, manipulative in a connection, because it's just like, if it has to go that way, it's probably time for you to go recluse, which is what I like to do when I get pushed to a certain point. I like to go, like, I like to disappear. I will go recluse, because it's just like, that would be me hurting myself and possibly somebody else, right? And then that could be on the verbal aspect or whatever, whatever plane. And so many people have that fear of just being alone and facing themselves, but I'm like, that's where the healing starts. You get by yourself, and it just, you connect with the Most High for the healing. Like, if you can't like rehash the past and like not relive it, you just review it, right? And just get to yourself, heal from that, and then maybe you could find out, where some of your ancestral wounds are. Start healing that. Your soul, spirit wounds, angels, spirit guides, because everybody thinks angels are like, these, like beautiful creatures with, giant wings, and like some of the wings have been clipped, and some of them, they turn into earth devils, and some of them a lot, like a knight in shining armor is just a knight who hasn't had his metal tested, right? Still shining, it's no dull to it. Maybe that would be their version of angels, because they haven't been through anything, and and the angels, the real angels, right, they are full of scars. Of course, the angels who are, I guess, out here fighting the battles for real, of course they got angels probably watching over those angels, and they're the higher ups. And the angels that are protecting protecting us on the earthly realm, right, they are the ones with all the scars and things like that. So as you go through different lifetimes, maybe you get less scars. Maybe, after every death comes a rebirth and ascension, right? So At least that's my take on it. I don't know if this is dark work or light work, or but whatever it is, and it's like I'm enjoying it, because it's helping me sort out stuff too. It's like when they say when you speak, you're only repeating what you already know, but when you are constantly being challenging yourself and educating yourself in some way, shape, or form, whether it's from a book or from life. Yeah, whether it's from a book or from real life, it's like, it's helping towards your past lifetimes and towards your future. Hmm. I think I'll leave it there. Um, until next time, love yourself, love each other, drink plenty of water. Um, definitely heal yourself, get to yourself to heal yourself, and connect with nature more often. Love you guys. Until next video, take care.